Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell. I am the only Live Past Crazy specialist there is. So what better place to be than here with me so you can get all the information you need to learn to live past crazy. Today is Tuesday. I hope everybody had a great Monday and that you guys are ready to go. I am looking for, here it is. Hope you guys are ready to go this morning. Technology didn't want me to be great for a few minutes, but that's okay. We worked it right on out. It's going to be a great day anyway. Man, why it didn't send me? Good morning, Charlene. You can open the door. Can't nobody see you. Good morning.
I see her. I see you. I see you.
Lynn said she see you. She hurried up and closed that door. It was Rosie.
Oh, goodness. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. I was channeling my Martin character this morning. I see you. I see you.
I love Courtney has gotten hooked. First, she got hooked on Living Single, so she had to watch every episode from beginning to end. And now it's Girlfriend. She watching it from beginning to end. She's like, why we don't have TV shows like this now? It's like y'all missed out on the good stuff. I don't know. Maybe Lynn and I will bring some of that back to y'all. We might bring some TV shows back. You never know what we up to.
Right.
That's
awesome.
right.
Yes. Well, good morning, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for the Fearless Morning Show. We're going to go ahead and get started this morning. I'm just so happy and excited this morning. I don't know what it is, but I'm thankful for it. Even though it's Take Action Tuesday, I'm thankful on Take Action Tuesday today, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you, for all of you who come to us every morning, who share with us, who share your comments, and you guys are just the best. Yes. Can I just say that? You guys are the best. So we thank you guys so much for joining us. She said we're purty this morning. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Sound like Medea.
Right. I don't know. This piece of my hair is doing whatever it, when you're not used to straight hair, you have difficulties with it. Good morning, Kimberly.
Even when you're used to it, you have difficulties with it.
Lynn, I don't know how you do
guys.
it. Oh, Lord.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get started with the quote of the day. And the quote today is, guys, you can't let praise or criticism get to you. It's a weakness to get caught up in either one. And this is by John Wooden. Okay.
My favorite person.
You have a lot of favorite people.
But his quote saved my life, so he's my favorite. Okay, say it again.
Every day. That's my favorite. I love that, right?
I'm a nerd. If we have a gazillion favorites.
Okay, so guys, you can't let praise or criticism get to you. It's a weakness to get caught up in either one. And I have to say for myself, sometimes I'm guilty of this. Mm-hmm. For example, the other day when I came on here and I shared with you guys about the person who said to me that we need to be more entertaining on the show. And I was like, really? You don't know. I'm not going to say what went through my mind in that moment, right? But that criticism got to me for a second. But the thing then that I had to come back and say, hey, wait a minute. They said that and they've gone on about their merry way. And I'm sitting over here stewing in it. I'm festering in it, right?
Right.
And I'm coming up with all of these things, all of these comebacks in my head. Well, the next time she says that, this is what I'm going to say, right? Getting it all together in my head, right, as to the way that I would respond. But then I said, wait a minute, I'm better than this, right? Mm-hmm. And that means absolutely nothing, because this is about education, guys, and us getting better. It's not about us entertaining. So I didn't need to fall into that trap. Mm-hmm. See, that's a weakness. If we get caught up in it, we'll stay there. And much like yesterday, once we stay in that place and we start to fester in it, then we start to become revengeful. And remember, I said revenge is like taking poison and hoping the other person dies. So we got to get past that, guys. We can't stay there in that place, right? Because 9 times out of 10, they're going on their merry way, not even thinking about you and what just happened. So guys, you can't let praise or criticism get to you, right? It's a weakness to get caught up in either one, right? And the same thing goes on the other side of the table. I know I talked about criticism because that's a pain point, right? And then to let praise go to a lot of us, we tend to get a big head when someone praises us for doing something. So we cannot, guys, just get caught up in that. That's simply a weakness. And we're strength finders over here, right? We're looking for the strength in everything that we do. So, Ms. JoJo, would you like to add anything to that quote from Mr. John?
No, because that's my soapbox, and then we will never get anywhere. So
we won't get into it. Okay,
we won't get a place, honey.
Okay, and that's fair. That's fair. So, guys, we're going to go into our financial confession and conversation this morning. I am Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 rebound coach. So we're going to be talking today, guys, why you should be investing. Right? Why you should be investing. And there's several reasons why you should be investing. But what I want to talk about first and foremost is, did you know, guys, that there are 3 types of income? Okay? And this is very important, and this is going to help you. And I hope that this helps you when we talk about this. There are 3 types of income. First, there is active income, right? The active income is you going out, you working, you bringing home the paycheck, right? You're actually going out and doing something for that. Then there is passive income. That's the second type of income. The passive income could be, for example, you have a rental property and it's actually bringing in money for you. And typically that's what people talk about, those 2, active and passive income. But the third type of income is portfolio income, right? And that's where the investing side of the table comes in. That's where you've now taken your money and allowing your money to work for you in the financial markets. So you're investing within the financial markets, essentially is what we're talking about. And when we look at that, guys, when we talk about investing, there are certain laws to investing that we need to be aware of. And that's the law of supply and demand. Okay. So you say, Lynn, what are you talking about? I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday, but you must have been hiding under a rock if you did not. Toys R Us announced, right, that they are closing 700 stores here in the U.S., okay? And you might say, oh, my gosh, that Toys R Us stock is going to sink. Of course it is. They filed bankruptcy in September of 2017. They're in the process of liquidating. They're trying to close down their stores. But there's another story that also is attached to this. Have you guys heard of Amazon? Of course you have, right? Amazon is considering purchasing some of those Toys R Us stores. So where's the opportunity? Yes. Where is the opportunity now in this scenario? And I don't know if you guys know, but Amazon also purchased Whole Foods, right? When Amazon purchased Whole Foods, what happened to the stock price? Cha-ching, that's the word that goes there.
Yes.
Right? So we think about it, guys. There are always opportunities out there for us in our investing that we need to be considering, that we need to be mindful of, and we need to be paying attention to. So why you should be investing is because you don't want to have to only depend on active income, right? You don't want to have to depend on you being able to do the work to bring funds in for your family, to build generational wealth towards your legacy. You want to be able to, because that's not the best way to build, right? That's not the best way to build generational wealth. If it were, guys, you would have done it by now, right? You would have done that by now. You would have mastered this money thing, and you wouldn't be coming to this conversation. So why you should be investing, guys, because it provides different opportunities to us. But what you have to recognize and realize is you have to know how to identify those buying opportunities, right? See, the stock market has the same signals. When we talk about Macy's all the time, Macy's always has that one-day sale, right? Macy's always has a sale.
Always.
out there for us to say, hey guys, we're having a sale. Come and get these great deals at 50% off, 70% off, whatever the sale happens to be on that day, right? The same thing happens in the markets, guys. You just have to be able to recognize what those wonderful buying opportunities are. And that's what I teach you. I teach you how to recognize what those wonderful buying opportunities are. So in looking at that, how do you identify those buying opportunities? First and foremost, you have to know that it's a wonderful business. And you hear us say that over and over and over. You have to know that it's a wonderful business. How do you know that it's a wonderful business? It is a wonderful business because you can actually identify when that business is on sale. You see the fair market value, and you know that this is going to be a tremendous opportunity because that business has what is called the durable competitive advantage, right? Durable competitive advantage. If you've watched Warren Buffett, you've heard him say that before. If you've seen any of his clips over on YouTube, or if you've watched him on the other like CNN money shows and things of that nature, you've seen those clips where they've shared that from Warren Buffett. If not, that's okay. Go Google it. You'll see it. So it has to have a durable competitive advantage. What does that mean? That company is going to be around for the long haul. All right. That company, they have the things in place that ensures that it's going to be around. The other thing, guys, you have to be able to choose businesses that you understand, you know, like, and love. So what you have to do to get started, guys, is to identify the things that you deal with on a regular basis in your life, the things that you love. And for me, my passion is food, right? So the first place that I am going to go is where can I get some good food, and then look into that as an opportunity, because I'm going to be able to understand that situation, right? I can understand Chipotle, and I know you probably get tired of me saying that. I understand Chipotle, right? I understand that that's a great, even though I was skeptical like everyone else when they had the salmonella scare, right? I was like, oh no, I'm not going there. I got on I co-signed on all the madness with everyone else at that time. But then when I go back in there the next time, I'm like, oh yes, can I have a burrito bowl with, I get everything on it. So I get it. I understand that. So think about things that you know, like, and love that you could possibly understand, that you want to be able to purchase. And then, guys, the number one thing you got to do with investing is to do the research. Okay. See, what I teach you is how do you do the research to ensure that you have recognized that that business is a wonderful business, that it does have a competitive advantage, and that the CEO is honest and passionate and has the end user in their best interest, right? So you have to look for all of these different pieces so that you can identify what are those wonderful buying opportunities. Guys, that's how you build your portfolio. And I am not talking about day trading. Not one stretch of the imagination. So I don't want you to get that thought in your mind, because it may be what some people say, and it's a turnoff. And I get it, and I understand that, because that was a turnoff for me. That was a complete turnoff for me. And when we were looking into investing in the beginning and thinking about trading, I was like, day trading? No, those people go in there, they'll shoot their brains out because they sitting at the computer. You press the button at the wrong time, you've lost everything. So no. I am adamantly against that with every fiber of my being. So what we're talking about, guys, is looking at more long-term investing. What can you invest in with the hopes that, with the high probability, I shouldn't use the word hopes, with a high probability of success, that this business is going to grow within that 8 to 10 year time frame, right? How's it going to increase in value within that time frame? See, when you buy, like I say, you buy a $10 business for $5. You buy a $200,000+ Lamborghini for $50,000. That's how you play this game of investing, guys. But you have to be ready, right? You got to be ready when stuff hits the fan. Yes or yes?
Yeah.
Right? You have to be ready, right? No one likes for anyone to have a downfall. No one likes for the markets to decrease. No one likes for us to go into economic turmoil. However, it is inevitable. We know that it will happen, right? If history continues to repeat itself, and the trends that we've seen in the market for hundreds of years continues to repeat itself, we know that it's on the horizon. Okay? So the thing that I implore with you right now is, how do you get ready? See, this is why you should be investing. If you're not investing yet, you should be preparing to invest. You should be getting the education so you can identify when those wonderful businesses go on sale. And once they go on sale, you buy it. Right?
That's right.
So identifying what those pieces are as you move, right? The law of supply and demand. And you'll see it, guys. Think about it. When the stock market crashes and all these different things happen, what happens to our products?
Come here.
Excuse me?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was something going on.
Yeah, you go right ahead. Finish that. Let me tell us.
Okay. So when more people want the product, guys, basically the supply, the price goes up, right? And so that you saw that easily with Bitcoin. What happened with Bitcoin last year? The supply kept going up because more people kept saying, ooh, Bitcoin's going up, Bitcoin's going up. More people kept buying in. What happened to the price? Price went to 10,000, price went to 12,000, price went to 17,000, price went almost to 20,000, right? And then anything that hits a ceiling, and it starts to decline quickly. And you saw that. And I'm in no way saying do not invest in Bitcoin. I'm not saying that. Do I invest in Bitcoin? No, not yet. I'm waiting for that wonderful buying opportunity. See, I have an indicator set on my phone where it's going to tell me, hey, when it hits a certain price point, right? That's my wonderful buying opportunity that I have identified. Then I'll buy in. It has not hit that point yet, so that's not where I'm going. See, I have a strategy and a system behind what it is that I'm doing as far as where I'm putting my money. So you have to be mindful of that as well. You need to have a strategy and you need a system in place. And it doesn't have to be this elaborate system. I use a spreadsheet. I use a spreadsheet, guys, so I can actually track what's going on and what are the things that I'm doing, right? And how long I plan to have it and what are the things I need to be checking in on as far as my investments are concerned. And that's what you do, guys. Why you should be investing? Because your money can work harder for you inside of an investment than you can have to work hard at a job or in any other opportunity that's available to you. So that's the number one reason, guys. Figuring out, you need all three of those different types of incomes, right? You need active income, passive income, and you need a portfolio. You need all of those. So figure out how you're going to get into that. And you don't have to have all of them. Let me backtrack on that. You don't have to have all of them. But in many cases, the gurus will tell you that is how you build generational wealth. That is how you get to have the financial independence that most of us dream about. And the way that you get to that point, guys, is essentially having goals. But dare I say, just simply having a goal is not going to get you to your next. What you have to do is be committed and make a promise to yourself. Make a promise that I promise myself that I am going to do this for my family by this date. See, once you make a promise to yourself, that completely changes the game because we do goals all the time. And having a promise just bumps it up another level for you. Right? So I'm hoping this is helpful for you this morning as we're talking about investing. And I hope I didn't go too far down into the weeds, especially for those of you who are not ready. But I'm challenging you to get ready. Get ready now because it's inevitable. You have to do the work. All right, guys. It's Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. And I'm going to pass it over to my co-host.
Thank you, Lynn. Good morning, Isaac. He said, "Good morning, Lynn."
Good morning.
That's my baby. When I tell you, I got if Isaac can't do no wrong in my eyes. I don't care if I see him do it. I'm still gonna take a. Isaac is just, he got the sweetest little cheeks, Lynn. Let me tell you.
Feels so
He will suck you in, girl, and before you know it, you hypnotized, and you ain't gonna believe nothing his mama tell you about him. She said, "Jojo," I said, "I can't believe it. That's Isaac. I just cannot believe that my baby would do something like he and has the sweetest man voice for a little boy. Sweetest thing in the entire. You're gonna have to meet Isaac. He'll change your life. I promise."
You're so silly. But
All
you
right.
just broke cardinal rule number one. You do not tell a child that they cannot do any wrong in your eyes.
Too late.
Cardinal
Isaac
rule
already
number one.
know. He already know. He got Miss Joe wrapped around all his whole hand, honey. Both of them.
Yeah, wow.
I guess because I don't have any little boys. And he is just the sweetest thing, honey. He is just, I don't even see the kids when Isaac is around. And Nathan be right over top of him. I got two boys, so that's all right. I add to my crew. That is
Awesome.
all right, guys. For the fearless thought of the day, I have some questions. What if somebody is challenging your new self-concept? What are you gonna do? So we are on this thing, on this fearless journey, and you're doing things different in your life and your finances. But what happens when you hit that first roadblock and they want to challenge you and you're not all the way in it and you're not all the way secure about what you're doing, or are you not completely understanding the journey that you are on now, because you're figuring it out as you're going, because you're learning new rules, you're building new yous, new us's. And so what do you do when somebody challenges your new self-concept? Couple of things. Well, really, I say two things. One is, this is my business, but you can't be rude and tell people it's your business. So one of the how I dealt with that was I just told people I am changing old JoJo to a new JoJo. And we're doing new and different things. Now I invite you to come along with me on this journey. However, if you don't understand, I am not sorry that you don't understand, but I do. Let me carry on with what I'm doing. Now, when I'm done, if you still have questions, then I can explain it to you. And then before I could even get to that point, then before I even put my big girl panties on, I would just ignore people when they question what I was doing and I could not answer. I just ignored them because it was too new for me. I'm figuring it out for myself, and I cannot bring other people negativity into my space when I'm trying to create a positive space. And by me adding you to the mix, and I'm new at this, they're going to poke little holes in your new self-concept. And when they poke little holes in it, the next thing you know, it's going to be crumbled and laying at the floor. Because this is what happens. They're going to poke a hole in it. And you remember those old thoughts that now we're replacing with new thoughts. We got our quotes all over the place. We listen to motivational stuff. And we are on it. You got Lynn and JoJo in the morning. You got your books in the afternoon, and you got your Bible at night, and you got all of this. But as soon as somebody questions your new self-concept and they poke a hole in it, that is the perfect time for your old thought to seep in. And your new thought is going to have to fight it now. So again, this is where the place where battles are won. You got to decide who is going to win that battle in your head. Where's my book? A Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Myers will help you tremendous. That book, let me tell you, helped me a lot to figure out what you listen to in your head and what you don't. Because sometimes, yes, your brain wants to keep you safe, but your old habits can be your worst enemy, because your old habits are comfort. That you know them, you love them, you understand them because you have lived in that crazy for a very long time. On this hand, you have a new self-concept and you're doing something totally different. You may not really like and love it and know it as much as you did this one. And so that is what's fighting. So think about that today, guys, on this Take Action Tuesday. What are you going to do when somebody challenges your self-concept? And so in the background, that's why it's important. I want you to think about this in the background today. What are you watering your dreams with? What are you cultivating your desires and your dreams with? So you have a dream, you want to leave your job, and this is for me, this is my confession to myself, because yesterday I had a conversation, and then I got to tell you about it. It was so funny. Or maybe did I talk to you yesterday? Anyway, had a conversation with this lady yesterday, and I may have told this to Lynn a gazillion times, but I finally said it to somebody else who was not a friend of mine, not related to me. And she was like, oh, okay, well, I expect to see that happen in a time frame. I was like, oh, okay. And then I got a little nervous, and then I realized it was my dream. And before, I had been watering my dream with my self-doubt, my worry, and then those little weeds start to take place in your dream garden, and before you know it, they have overtaken it, and it's no longer your dream garden. There's no longer hopes and dreams. You're busy pulling out weeds and worry, and you're not going any place like that at all. So what are you watering your dream garden with? What are you watering your hopes with every day? Do you have that positive conversation? Do you have that inspirational, if you depend on God, do you have your quiet time? Do you have your prayer? Are you trusting him to make that happen? Are you saying you trust him with it and you still got a garden full of weeds and worries? Because you can't have both. Let me tell you, you can't have both. And when you have both, you're going to have a hot mess express. I'm here to tell you by example. You will have a hot mess, and then you will be confused. And when you're confused, you get stuck. And when you're stuck, you don't move. And when you don't move, you repeat the same crazy habits all over again. See how easy that was connected? So what are you watering your dreams with today? So take action Tuesday. I want you to think about that. How are you going to handle it when somebody questions your new self-concept? Okay? Think about how, in reality, you guys have been building it all along. You've been building it up to explain it to people if you choose to do so. And so now you should be well equipped to explain your journey, where you're going, and more importantly, why you're going and why it's important to you. You should be okay with that. But think about why are you on this journey? Like, if you're trying to live past crazy in your life and your finances, why are you here? Like, for real, why are you here? And then if you're here and you're getting this information and you're going to implement it, so if Lynn says, hey, this is a book you need to read, now you need to do this. And if I tell you, hey, you need to change this thought, now you do that. But then when you don't hear us, or if you don't have that constant motivation, what's in that garden? Are we going to find weeds and worries, or are we going to find some sunflowers and sunshine? So I needed a word to rhyme with that. So you got to have confidence in what you're planting is going to bring the right stuff. And in the Bible it says you're going to know it by the fruit that it bears. People, and I know we're getting to the point where our actions are matching our behavior, but after a little while we should start to see some kind of growth eventually if you're on this journey. So today, guys, think about, what do you want to say when somebody challenges your self-concept? You should have a pretty good foundation now to explain where you're going and why you're going, if you so choose to. Now, you don't have to explain your life to anybody, except your mama. You always got to explain it to mama, because that is not an option. Let's suppose you call up in here and I not explain something to her. Honey, I get popped dead in the mouth. And she would tell me at 42, I am not grown. So you always got to, let me rephrase that, everybody except for mama and maybe daddy, because my sister was a daddy's girl. So, and then while you are looking at your self-concept and how you're going to define that, think about the garden today and all this rain and storms and snow that we've had. What's growing in your garden? Because something is growing. Something is growing. Is it weeds and worries? Is it sunflowers and sunshine? I need to write that down. I like that. That's right, Charlene. Everybody is not going to see your vision. And that's okay. That used to be really hard for me. I'd get really upset because nobody saw what I saw, or they didn't encourage me, or they didn't want to come along with me. And I would get really mad when they say, oh, JoJo, that's great. I would get hot because they wouldn't say that. And then I realized it's really not their business. It's not, because people have their own lives, and I don't have to impose my life on them, and they don't have to impose their life on me. We are all on a journey, and this is the one I chose. So it is my little red wagon to pull, honey, and we are skipping down this little road. So I can't get upset with somebody. Don't you just love my analogies, man? I think I'm practically up with my analogies.
Girl, I have all these little visions in my head every time you say one of those.
That's right. So now you can relate to it, honey. Me and this little red wagon is skipping down the road with honey, we're going to water my garden, honey, with sunflowers and sunshine. So, and it's going to be okay, because we will not have no worrying weeds up in here. All right, guys, that's it for the Fearless Morning Show. Thank you so much for joining. Please, Lynn, you want to tell them where they can find you on Facebook so you guys can follow us, and then I will post my information as well.
Sure, guys. But before I do that, I do want to invite you guys to our Love Your Life, Love Your Finances Part 2. Many of you joined us for the first one. And we set the foundation, and we're going to continue to build on that foundation in Love Your Life, Love Your Finances Part 2. That'll be on April 7th. So we will post the link real soon, and make sure that you all have access to that for those of you who will be joining us. Charlene says, guess who is number 1 in North Carolina and number 2 in South Carolina in the business for helping families? Sorry, I'm excited. Girl, you better be excited. If you're not excited, nobody else will be excited for you, right? People have to see your excitement to move to the next. So, yes, absolutely. Yeah, Charlene is saying that she's number 1 in North Carolina in her business and number 2 in South Carolina. So, guys, you got to check her out. But, yes, Love Your Life, Love Your Finances Part 2. We're building all the way. We'll be talking more in depth about investing and how do you get to your next. So I give you all the nuggets to lay the foundation every day. But we're going to go into detail on the actual workshop if you'll participate with us on April 7th.
Yep.
With that said, you can find America's #1 financial rebound coach over on Facebook at Demons Enterprise. So if you go to facebook.com/Demons Enterprise, you can find me over there. I also have a new group that I've put together for those people who want to learn more about investing in the financial markets. You can join that group for free. I have some freebies in there as well for you that you have access to in the file section. And I have a poll going right now. What's the best time that you guys want me to go live within the group so that I can share some more in-depth investing information with you? So head on over there or send me an inbox and say, hey, Lynn, I want in. If you're not inside of the group, some of you are in the group that are our faithful live participants. You guys are definitely in the group, and we have some others that are also in the group. We just started it yesterday. So you haven't missed much. Just get in there. It's not too many things that you've missed, but come on over there and join us there. Facebook.com/Demons Enterprise. Yes, thank you so much. And you can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at Demons Speak, guys. So I love you guys so much. And thank you for joining us every morning for our financial confessions and conversations. And yes, our life confessions and conversations. I'm sure JoJo's going to say that to you in just a moment. So I'm going to hug right here so she can close out the show.
That is right, guys. Thank you so much. And for those who join us every morning, we love y'all and we appreciate you sharing the information. Now, remember, now that you know, you are charged to go out and share it with somebody else. You can find me at bafearless.com. I am the only live past crazy specialist in the world. So who but better than to ask how to get past crazy than me? Please make sure you join us on April the 7th. We'll be posting links for that so that you can get part 2. And you also have the opportunity to get part 1 in case you missed it so that you can catch up to part 2 and be ready to go with everybody else on April the 7th. You can find me on all social media at Yamitra JoJo. There's only one of me out there. So it's easy to find. So guys, have a great day. Think about today. Remember, what are you watering in your garden? Are you watering weeds and worry or sunshine and sunflowers? So be careful of what you are watering in your thoughts and your concepts, and be sure that you, as you do your self-concept and you having to explain it to people, and when they poke a hole in it, don't let those old habits and thoughts seep in. You have built a nice, clean foundation. Stand on it today. It's Take Action
Right.
Tuesday. Stand on it today. You didn't come this far to be calm. You didn't come this far to turn around. You surely did not come this far to start over again. So let's keep it going and learn what you need to learn, get what you need to get, go where you need to go, and be who you need to be. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys. And ta-da! All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning for the Fearless Morning Show. We're having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. Have a good one, guys.
Signing off.